So I realize I'm doing this for my fans. I never thought I would say that because it feels weird. Or no, because I didn't think I had fans. So yeah, or like, serious devoted fans who are like, I'm really like your channel and content. So yeah, I'm doing this for fans and for also Richard. So yeah. It is 3:48. And I finally walked out at like 3:24. We're supposed to leave by like 1 a.m. She's not the worst manager that I have worked with, but she is one of the worst. It was so bad. Oh my goodness. Like I told her, like, after we had closed, I am not very fast at doing dishes. And her response was, well, at least I don't have work tomorrow. I was like, okay. And I'm like, we've done it the Burger King way, where basically I go ahead and like I rinse and I sanitize because you have the 3 sinks, and then the other person washes because washing I'm not very fast with that. Rinsing and sanitizing takes like 2 minutes, and it should technically, well, it sounds like it would only take like a minute at the most, maybe 30 seconds. But the only reason why it takes like 2 minutes is because turns out, and I found this out like in the last few days, week, that basically sanitizing, you're supposed to put the dishes into the sanitizer for at least a minute. And I was like, oh, like I didn't know. Like, yeah. And I thought it was like 20 seconds. I think I read something else where it was like, oh yeah, only 20 seconds. So it's like, okay, cool. So yeah, I did not, it was just so bad. Like, how bad? Again, we were supposed to leave at 1 a.m. Not all Domino's locations are like this. My general manager, it's wonderful. She gets started like 3 hours or so before we even close. She goes ahead and counts inventory, and she gets as many dishes done as possible, and she gets like all that done, and it's wonderful. She's good at her job, like so good. So good at her job. Oops, I did this the wrong way. Okay, there we go. She's amazing at her job because, like, let's say we're supposed to close at 12. We clock out by 12:05. We're walking out by 12:15. She is that good. Like, I'm proud of her. She gets the dishes done. She might not always be like, she'll have other people wash dishes, but during the last 2 hours or so of closing, she basically sends, like, let's say we were supposed to close by midnight. I remember she sent me home about 10:30 at night, and was basically like, all right. And it's basically her and one other person. So basically she'll go ahead and clean, break everything down, and then the other person will go back and forth between being a driver or cleaning. So doing all that. And she's amazing. I appreciate that. This one, I let her know about dishes. No, she did not. She mentioned that she was amazing at doing dishes. Good for you. And I mentioned, basically they wash, I go ahead and rinse and sanitize. She did not touch any of the dishes. She basically left me for the dishes the entire time. At one point, I went to, and I tell people this so that they are fully aware I'm not very fast with dishes, so they can help me. Nope. It was so bad. Like, I'm like, wow, I'm walking through clouds. Or I'm driving through clouds, actually. It was just so bad. It was so bad. I just, those signs up. So, yeah. But yeah, it was like, she didn't help. And then what happened was that I started doing dishes. And I'm like consistently doing dishes. After about an hour, I only know it was an hour because I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I go ahead, finish up, or like some of the dishes. I walked to the front because she said I could go ahead and have the chicken wings. I grab a chicken wing, just, give myself a break, basically. Look at the time. It's an hour later. During this entire time, she was like watching, eating, and watching a TV show, or like YouTube, or I don't know what. She was watching something on her phone. And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. So I come out, I throw like the chicken wing or whatever, chicken wing away. And then she finally comes out of her office and she starts actually doing stuff. So like whenever I first got there, she ended up, or like we talked for a little while, and then she went ahead and started doing inventory. It's so bad. And like we broke down some stuff and talked about like this sheet of paper where it's like, okay, how it works and how to improve, and like parts where a person is up to company standards and it's not. So some of the things that even the company that I worked for with the trampoline park, it was, what did they end up looking at? They looked at labor. Labor you will see almost across the board. And I say almost because factory workers, I don't think, I could be wrong. I've never worked for a factory before. But like across the board where it's like service, like food or like other jobs, they look at labor. And it's because, well, we have a bunch of people, we can hire more people. But if we have like 5 people show up, then that means like with those 5 people, like everybody's going home. Like literally everyone. Maybe the manager might stay, but everybody else is going home. So I'm just like, what in the world? So yeah, she mentioned about like, hey, this is what this rates and this is what this rates and all that. And I'm just like, okay. And I looked at our store and it was number 2 out of like maybe a dozen. So like, some of these stores are doing very well. And I'm like, I'm so proud of you guys. Like, miniature clap. All right. Like, I'm proud of you guys. You guys are doing well. The store that like, they asked if I wanted to go there. And the reason why I think the district manager suggested that I go there, so it wasn't even the general manager or an open invitation for everyone to go. Like the district manager specifically asked me, or I think it was, anyways, what happened was that my general manager asked me specifically, would I be willing to work at this store like last week? I was like, yeah, sure, more hours. And then like they asked me before, like, hey, would I like to come and work at this particular store like over the next few weeks on Wednesdays? I was like, sure, I can do that. Oh my, like it was just so bad. She doesn't know how to speak up just in regards to like, hey, can people do this or can people do that, or like to help out an employee. I'm just like, this is so bad. Like, again, we're supposed to leave at 1 a.m. I walked out of there at 3:24 a.m. Like 1 a.m. at the latest normally. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. And then also like, again, she spent an hour eating and watching TV show. Like in my case, if I eat, it's not like I want to sit here and like I think one time I did that where I like sat and ate. But like, it's because my feet were tired and I did inside job the entire time. But in this case, it's like, so bad. I am so glad I'm driving this vehicle right now in the fog. Like, I'm driving the company vehicle or the fleet vehicle, and it's like nice. So yeah. But yeah, I'm just like, what in the world? Like, ma'am, like, I don't know. And also, like, we explained, like, I went ahead and made some suggestions. I imagine the other, like, my general manager made some suggestions. And so I'm just like, whenever I made the suggestions, she made excuses. And she went ahead and put blame on, like, the other manager. And I'm thinking, ma'am, like, an assistant manager is a reflection of the general manager. And if the assistant manager is not a reflection, then the general manager needs to correct that. Like, in terms of whether behavior or if it's like how they close up or anything like that. And so I'm just like, yeah, no, so anyways, the store that I come from, we're number 2 in the area. Good job, I'm proud of that. Her store, I looked at the scores because, again, it's like on a sheet of paper, but it's like right there in the foyer or whatever, or a break room, I don't know what it's called, but it's right there. Hers was dead last. And while we were talking, she's like, oh yeah, ours has improved a little and you guys have gone down a little. I'm thinking, ma'am, like, at this rate, yeah, I don't believe that at all. Like, just at the end of the night, I'm like, I don't think I believe that at all at this point. So, like, it may have improved in certain areas, or, like, I'm thinking about those areas, but, like, all the areas, no. Like, it was so bad. I'm just like, yeah, I think I don't know what happened. I don't know if she was trained incorrectly. I honestly don't know. I don't know if she was trained incorrectly and she just doesn't know how to run the store, or if she doesn't know how to speak up and be like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Or, like, to help out some of the other employees. Like, I'm not entirely sure. Or if it's because, I was trained correctly, but you know what? I'm going to take those rules, throw out the door, and, like, do my own thing. I have no idea. Like, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm just like, it was so bad. It was, again, like, not the worst, but definitely one of the worst. And I understand now, after being there last Thursday, why the district manager was like, yeah, can you send me to work there? Because it's so bad. It's so badly done. And I guess it's like insider information of, like, let's just send a regular employee, I guess. Oh my goodness. I don't know very many times where, like, an employee is sent not just to help out, but to be like, hey, tell me what's wrong with this store. Because and they're dead last. It may have improved. I have no idea. But, like, I looked at the grade. I'm like, our store has an A. Like, very easily an A. And y'all is, like, an F. Like, there's not even, like, it's, like, if you're going on a 0 to 100 grading score, it's a flat F. And I'm just like, there's no praise in, like, what few points you receive. Like, you guys just are just so bad. Oh my goodness. It's, yeah, and in my case, like, me being a general manager, I really appreciated that experience. Like, I needed that just for my own mental health and being like, okay, I'm going to, like, speak out about whatever. and like, hey, can I get help with XYZ, or like, hey, can you guys do this or that? Like, I am willing to speak up about it, but like that overall, it was just so bad. Anyways, so aside from that, some of the funny parts of tonight, what it was that I was like, hey, so our delivery or out the door time, basically what it is that some ways we do that is basically we have this stuff bagged up, and then we like add the driver thing to our time, or the are you awake? Please wake up. I honked the horn in hopes that they'll wake up. Or they might be exiting. I don't know. No. They're not exiting. They're slowly driving down the road. But it's also 4 a.m. And like, they're not keeping straight. I'm awake only due to like me standing for so long and my feet hurt. It was so bad. After I left, I like sent a whole paragraph to my general manager. I'm like, this is what's wrong. This is what happened. Oh my goodness. Like, it was so, like, the general manager, she ended up working at that store today, and she was there for a few hours to kind of help out, but then also observe and get some feedback. And I'm just like, it was so bad. Like, it was so bad. So anyways, aside from that, no. All right, what else? Oh yeah, so at one point, my general manager was like, all right, you can do it. Or, basically releasing me to do my thing that I know I can do. Because I'm like, I'm slightly competitive, but in areas where I know I'm good at. So in other words, if I don't know how to do something, then it's like, you know what, I'm not going to try to compete. Now, if I'm like, I know I'm good in this area, and then I'm like, okay, let's get this done as quickly as possible. Like, let's go ahead and compete against myself or against others or something like that. So anyways, I went ahead and like, what did I end up doing? So I went ahead and stretch. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so I went ahead and she released me to do my thing, and I went ahead and like started acting basically like it's at the Domino's that I work at. Which what I do is that sometimes I'll take some of the other employees and I'll be like, all right, click me out. So as soon as I hit out the door, or like I open up the door, go ahead and click that I'm gone. So what I did in this case is, as I reached out the door, I said, once I hit the door, count to 5 and then click that I'm out the door. So that way it like lowers our away time. So that way it's like a lot more efficient and quicker and all that jazz. It was still like, it was so bad. So it's like, okay, let's go ahead, get this like this, so that way it's quicker and more efficient and all that. So I had some of the employees do that, and then at one point, Like, my general manager, I came up to the door and it says order dispatch, or sorry, I was driving in and it says order dispatched. I was like, okay. And I was like, sounds like my general manager. And I went ahead and handed her, like, as I got out, came up to the door came up to the door. She comes out, I hand her my bag, and she hands me a new bag. And it's like, okay, thank you. And so I get into my vehicle and drive. And so it's like, we're basically sort of showing that particular store, this is what you guys should be doing to be, like, decently good. Like, instead of being like, why are you guys so bad at your job? Like, they have a failing grade. Like, even if what she said was true, where her score has improved a little bit and, like, our score has decreased, I'm 99% sure that we have still an A. And then in her case, if she's not failing, she has at least a D. I'm like, just being there, because there's so many things that, like, I'm just like, you guys aren't cleaning very well. You're not being very efficient. You're not utilizing your workers in order to become efficient. Your workers are just like, da-da-da. Like, you're not making sure that the place is constantly clean. Like, there's so many things where I'm like, this is just, you guys need to improve, like, so much. Like, so much. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm just like, I can't. Like, I just can't. It was bad. It was so bad. Yeah, maybe, hopefully they improve. I don't know. It just depends if the general manager is willing to actually listen to, like, me and my general manager. I was like, yeah, basically, I told her, how I know about, like, some of the stuff that they're talking about, like, on that sheet of paper, is because I was like, I worked at another fast food restaurant, and also I was a general manager of a trampoline park. I don't think she was expecting that at all. So, yeah, and I look young, which I totally get it, but, like, what poor animal is that? No, that was a sheep. I thought it was an animal. It's not an animal. But yeah, overall, I'm just like, it was so bad. Like, from there, I saw, like, I, like, typed everything up and spent, like, because, texting takes a while. Oy, my back. Okay. They need more gas, I think. I'm glad it didn't run out of gas. They have 102 miles left on this car. Okay, so they still have a little mileage to go. What can they do? They can fill it up today. They will need to fill it up today. There's not enough gas for all of today, so Thursday and Friday, so yeah. Anyways, it was just so bad. It was just bad. Here we go. I was just like, no. It was not very good. I don't know, like, it was another general manager from what it sounds like, and then she stepped in and it improved a little, but she, like, I don't know. All I know is that was a lesson of how not to run a store, just FYI. Like, help out your employees. Oh, speaking of helping out employees, hindsight is 2020, as we all know. And like, I've been thinking about how I was as a general manager at the trampoline park, and I realized I should have listened to my employees more. Not necessarily about everything. Like, for example, one of my employees was like, "Can you go get me something from Walmart?" I honestly should have said no. And so A. And then B, another thing that I should have done is, oh my goodness, I'm stretching. B, if like some of my employees start complaining about the fact that I go out and I'm gone for hours and then I finally come back and now nobody wants to, like, I should have stayed and helped them. If somebody started complaining about the fact that I was not there for like several hours in order to help them, I should have helped them. I should have listened to my employees. I was so focused on how miserable that whole scenario was. Just like me trying to contact the district managers. This place, like, I was told whenever I arrived at that location that it would be exactly like the other trampoline park, or like the other trampoline park location that I came from. It was not even close. Like, how we were doing financially was dead last. And then, well, anyways, so you, the person that I mainly make these videos for, knows, what I'm talking about. But anyways, like, I was so focused on the negative that I did not think about how could I improve? How could I do better? Like, I had so many resources aside from the district managers. The district managers just sucked. Like, they were not there for me at all. I had to contact corporate. But again, I had these sources. I had corporate. Corporate was in terms of the secretary to one of the owners who would go ahead and tell the owner everything. I was able to communicate with, I was on good terms, in fact, with the guy who would go ahead and book birthday parties for the different trampoline parks. So I had that source. I also was in contact with at least one of the other general managers inside of our company. I had him. He was a wonderful resource. Like, I asked for help about certain things. I was like, hey, how do I fix this? How do I fix that? He could tell me. He helped, from what I understand, he helped build some of these locations. I think that was it. I could be wrong. And because of him, like, I was able to get a few of the areas fixed because I'm like, I have no idea how to fix this. So, like, thinking about it now, like, again, hindsight is 2020, and it's been like, what year that was 2023. This is 3.5 years later. And like, only in the past couple months, maybe, I realized, you know what? I should have listened to my employees. Like, when they complained about certain things, like, I should have stopped doing certain things or done other things. I think if I did that and I focused also on the good of, like, hey, you know what, I'm in charge of my own store and things like that, things probably would have, like, it would have still been rough, but I would not have been so, like, I'm in despair, basically. So, yeah, overall, like, I'll admit, overall, like, I've realized what I did, what I could have done better, what I should have done better. It's like, man, I did this, and this wrong. Like, I should have improved in, like, certain areas. And I, like, looking at it now, like, if I have the knowledge that I do now, I definitely would have done things differently. I would have been better. My employees may have liked me a little bit more, maybe. Now, a lot of it I was struggling to learn, and it was frustrating because I tried to get in touch with the district manager, and then, like, I couldn't get in touch with them, and there we go. I tried to get in touch with the district manager, and couldn't get in touch with them, and I had to get in touch with like another general manager who had been there for years. So yeah, overall, like stretch fingers. There we go. Yeah, so it was bad. Like, I've learned just over the past few months working with bad managers, basically. It was actually kind of interesting in a way because this particular, the location that I'm helping out at, it's also, how would I describe it? What was it? So, one of the worst managers that I was working with for a few months here who would like lie about me or whatever. So she actually came from that store. So she worked here and then she went over to that store and then she came back here. And I'm like, wow. So basically she was a direct reflection of that particular store because the general manager just like straight up like, oh, it's this fault or it's that person's fault or something. So I'm just like, oh, I'm just like, yeah, you can't constantly blame others. I see with my own two eyes, it's like you. It's like you, oh man, it was bad. It was so bad. So bad. Oh yeah, and I finally washed my hair with the purple shampoo that was recommended. So yeah. On the good note, because were hardly any drivers, I took a lot of the deliveries. I am not complaining. I am very happy about that. They definitely need to hire maybe one more driver. They need to utilize the inside people a lot more. Or like not have one of the inside people working. And instead have them as a driver instead. I ended up making $81 in tips. I don't make that unless it's a Saturday. Because basically, from what I can tell, one of the drivers, like, does not want to drive. And I don't know. I can't figure it out. I really can't figure it out. Doesn't want to drive. So I'm just like, it's a mess. I think the general manager needs to actually train the employees and like so that they'll actually be good. I think she needs to start speaking up and be like, no, you can do this. No, you cannot do this. Yes, you can do this. She needs to step up by a lot and take accountability and realize, like, yeah, some of it might be your assistant manager, but a majority of it's actually your fault. And honestly, like, with the store that I was a general manager at, I improved it. Like, thinking about it now, I was like, yeah, compared to what it was, it really, like, I was at a 0, and, like, the only way I could go was up. Like, all I had to do was clean. All I could have done, honestly, I didn't even have to clean. The place was a mess, so I needed to clean it. Is just make sure that the doors were open and unlocked and have people come in to pay. That was honestly all I had to do. And we would have made money because before that we weren't really making money. I'm talking about the trampoline park. So like here, though, in her case, she just needs to step up. She needs to understand that she needs to step up, basically. And I think if she understood that she needs to step up, instead of putting the blame or responsibility, there's a mosquito in here, blame or responsibility on others, like, the store would probably really, really improve. But other than that, like, I hate mosquitoes. No, it's still alive, I think. So, yeah, until she realizes that, it was so bad. Like, it was so bad. She did not help me at all. Like, we could have been done, like, at 1 if she actually did her job well. We could have been done a lot earlier. It was so bad. It was so bad. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to go. And I'm so glad I have a hotel for tonight. I don't know. I'm going to talk to my friend and be like, hey, I can meet you maybe around 2 because I'm finally going to bed. And thankfully, like, my hotel room, it's dark. Like, I was able to take a 2-hour nap in there. It's dark, it's quiet, it's great. Basically, what else am I going to do? It's after 4 a.m. I'm going to get a drink from QT because it's only 50 cents. And then I want to hit the road. And I need to drop this key off over at my general manager's house. It was just so bad. And then hopefully do laundry by Friday. So, to Thursday, what do I need to do? I need to hang out with my friend for a couple hours. After that, I'm going to go ahead and go to the guy's house. And, look at it. And then probably by 9 p.m. tomorrow, 9:30, I need to go to my storage unit, basically. So, yeah, about 9:30, I'm going to go over to my storage unit and clean up. Or not clean up, take some stuff over there because I have food and such. That's in my back seat that I'm like, I don't need this much food, but I do need shelf-stable milk. I have like 3-4 boxes of cold cereal now, and I'm like, I only need 1 box at a time. So yeah, because like I don't open all of them at one time. Maybe it died. I don't see it anymore. So yeah, that's great. I'll talk to you later. Hope you have a great night. And whoever else is watching, hope you guys have a great night too. Remember, you are loved. So. And the phone call is provided. It was said to me, and I just freaked out and cried. I'm like, you understand? Yeah, so anyways, you're loved. Stay alive. If you need help, like, for all my fans out there, I am a huge advocate. If you're suffering with depression, anxiety, things like that, get help. If you are talking with a counselor, a good counselor will give you advice and guidance. Yeah, talk to a counselor, maybe a pastor that is actually good. And I say that because, like, there's some pastors that's like, eh. There's some counselors who are also like, eh. But, like, get help so that, like, your anxiety gets better, your depression gets better. If you need to be put on medication, from what I understand, medication isn't like, one day I'm depressed, and then the next day I'm like, everything's sunshine and roses, and like, we go ahead and poop butterflies, and rainbows come out of our mouths. Like, it's not gonna happen that way. But it's like, hey, if you need like medicine or basically it'll take time, like maybe a few days or a couple weeks. Be like, you know what? I think I'm okay. Like, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. Have a good night. Bye.